continue. How are you? Sad situation, man.
Yeah.
Where's the mother?
Right there.
Jordan.
After she diabetic and pressure case, so she just wanna keep it calm.
Everyone, WIN representatives are here on the ground in Haslington, near the home of the young man, the 30-year-old young man, Jordan Payne, who unfortunately was pronounced dead today at the Enmore Regional Hospital after being held in the lockups at the Cove and John police station for 4 days, we're told. The circumstances are disturbing, so we're here on the ground, WIN representatives, members of Parliament, Tabitha Sarabo-Haley and Mr. Vishnu Pandey, to meet with the family, meet with the residents of Haslington, the neighbours, family and friends, to get a feel of what exactly happened with Mr. Payne. So the residents are saying that Mr. Payne, no problem, no problem.
By the shoulder. See the shoulder? Tell me if there's that big. Is anything normal? See the shoulder?
That's a video? You want to play the video?
What a video
Are you dead now?
Are you hard up, so?
You two hand up, so you dead?
Wow.
Let me.
show she the video. What with the video?
Marks of violence. Clear visible mark of violence. You can see it.
So let me make some statements.
Yes. So we're live right now, Mr. Pandey. If you want to speak to a couple of the family members.
Apart from the meeting the family members, we from the WIN political party, the leader, Mr. Arjun, and all key members are very much concerned about this incident. In fact, at this time, we are here and at Haslington, and we have with us MP Tabitha, myself, Miss Hannah, who is always on the ground in many places. And we have met with some family members and important relatives. And they are saying to us that this guy was in the police lockup and if something had gone wrong,
Back? His back?
then it was incumbent upon the police to inform the family immediately if something went wrong. And since that was not done, it gave rise to suspicion. The Win political parties therefore calling on the authorities, especially the police, to investigate this matter very swiftly so that the family can have some form of comfort as to exactly what happened. And we are very much strong behind our views that something appeared to be highly suspicious surrounding the death of the individual. And so we will be making further contact with the family members and we will give further update as is required.
Thank you, Mr. Pandey. Yes, the circumstances surrounding the young man's death are very strange and disturbing. And we're concerned about the time, the length of time it took for the family to be informed of the young man's passing.
And that gives rise to suspicion.
Full suspicion because wait until the family know. They inform the family that it's very bad.
Yeah.
It's very
And
bad.
we can see how the
In a
community.
police station.
Yeah, they could show you clearly. Them get hands in it. Killing him. Them get hands in it. Because you could see it clearly. Because what the hours. And since last night, this morning from them. Since last night, I yet to the hospital. And left it put inside there. They inform the family there.
This ain't come a routine. You know the big crowd in Guyana, they say. You know that, but I want to know where are
The least is 72 hours. If 72 hours pass, Coleman John, prisoners had court yesterday. Why them in sent to court yesterday at prison? I speak to CID by this morning, and the man tell me get a phone call last night. After 12, for pick up this young man, carry to the hospital. The man tell me when he pick up the man already done dead. He already dead. So I asked him about this man. I said, man, so also my put there last night and carried him to the hospital and go straight to the march. Why are you notified?
The family.
The family them. Before I put them back to
Yeah, the family should have been notified earlier, club.
That gives rise to the suspicion.
Yeah.
something I mean every man. I mean I take this up.
Healthy young man.
Healthy young man. Man that is 2 and 4. Like you fight the man the man is sick or not. The man don't trouble no. Non-sick the man don't trouble.
Powerful man, strong man.
Then the police will come and arrest him. Name us sample, carpal sample. And carpal sample, we come up in the belly before he put in the chip, before he carry it. And go behind a victim.
That's police brutality.
A policeman. Carpal sample. Well, I go in, he get the belly, the commander whoever send him there now, he get the belly for coming there. When he come in here, and the crowd thing is, he dry gun. Dry gun. Take out the gun out the socket to shoot people.
When you went to
When the hospital,
the same purpose,
the same time, they pull out the gun out the socket to shoot people. This morning,
no, because you were going to court. You were going to court.
you know, look close, go to court. When I come from the boat, I reach right to the I told him back again, I went going to I told him I can't fix you.
Miss Spain was bringing his clothes to get him ready for court, and that's when she learned what happened to her son.
Not that he died either.
That is so sad. That is so sad. You know, people losing trust in the Guyana police force.
Lost trust in him. Not losing anything. So the police have to explain what happened here. They have to explain
What work he used to do? Okay. Now you gotta wait for him to come up Yeah.
But basically the people need answers. That's why they're up.
So you saw visible marks of violence on his body.
I saw the bomb them on the back, the side.
Fresh.
Fresh bomb. I know why they put in the march. Why they put a body in the march, right? The mark of violence. Come out.
The circumstances very strange and disturbing. There's something more that they're not telling us.
We go to the hospital, them telling me we gotta get ID card for notify them. No, they didn't. Let me tell you.
How we know it there? Sometimes it's misinformation.
They could be telling me. I said, man, come here. Take this body.
But if they took him into the lockup, they won't have all that stuff in them with the police station. How you all gonna bring ID card for him?
The next thing, when you get black, you're supposed to get people know.
Exactly. Information and family and all of that.
You're supposed to get them. Alright, this man, people can say that he's sick or this man taking on them now. Oh, you know the
That's a big question. And why it took the mother coming this morning for them for her to know that something is wrong with her. When something has, based on the report, something happens to be like.
You know how we know? The man can't be from telling New York. Tell us parents of my car.
That's something happened?
That's something happened. We don't know how to go and check us.
According to the Travis Chase News report, it says that he was complaining he was sick for almost 4 days now. Why didn't that minister call doctor, you know, send him to the hospital?
But they don't want to involve themselves. Council critical of the platform. But they don't want to get involved. They don't want to get involved.
Yeah, it's the fact that he believes the job and say anything. But there's a lot of things wrong with our systems and the system with the police force that we can change. Obviously that whatever's happening is wrong. Because time and time again we keep ending up with the same story. Somebody, the police collect somebody and then you can't find them sometimes. You're looking from police station to police station trying to know exactly where the person is, and then next thing you know the person died and the police they didn't do anything wrong. So whatever they didn't do with the police force is not working. The system has to change. Whoever is in charge of the police force needs to change as well.
People are saying that you need to be vigilant when any relative of yours is picked up by the police. You have to keep keen attention on them. People are losing faith and trust in the police force in this country.
And the response you see from the people, I think we have to understand is about the frustration. Especially on the East Coast, there are certain areas where these things keep reoccurring and it has to stop. I can't understand why somebody, police pick them up for whatever reason. Somebody may have called the police or whatever. It's a bailable offense. How it is that it ends up being murder? How it ends somebody's life is lost out of I don't understand that. And go back as a countryman.
20,000 later, anybody get loose or up on me. As I know, more no criminal active, you're supposed to be. Just
Frustration is what really grows. The country's fed up. Day after day is a problem. We can't have peace in this country. Day after day is some issue. So we better get it right. And the family deserves justice. They should get justice. I don't know what this is. For those that are in the opposition, for those of you who are unaware, he's not able to make it because he has dengue. He was supposed to be in court this morning and he couldn't make it home because of that, but he sends his condolences to the family of the young man that lost his life. We heard that he just got a baby boy, that he didn't get a chance to meet because of what happened at the police station. And that all is heartrending because a life lost over nothing. And in the care of the state, we have to do better than that as a society. So from the win, we share our condolences and we send our condolences to all the family members. We out here just to show our support and to with them call for justice and call for a proper investigation and impartial investigation into exactly what transpired, so that the family can feel that, you know what, that what happens here should not happen again. It should not happen again. There have been too many times when we found ourselves in this situation. And it has to stop. Whatever is happening on the East Coast, it cannot continue.
The other boy, but he looks like he's very intoxicated. She's one of our people.
So for all who are tuning in to the live, I concur with everything my colleague MP Tabitha Sarabo-Halley would have just said on the live, that it is quite disturbing and unacceptable that a young man has lost his life while under the care of the state. You know, and the public is growing increasingly frustrated with the Guyana Police Force and the treatment by members of the Guyana Police Force of Guyanese citizens, especially in particular neighborhoods and particular communities. We're here to offer our support. We extend condolences to the family members of the young man, 30-year-old Jordan Payne, whom we've just learned his partner had just given birth to a baby boy just yesterday, whom unfortunately he couldn't even meet. It's very sad, it's very unfortunate, very sad situation, and we extend deepest condolences to the family of Jordan Payne, to his mother, to the bereaved family. And we're calling for a full and independent and transparent investigation into the disturbing circumstances of his death. And we're calling for justice for the family of Jordan Payne. Many of you would know that the opposition leader, Azrin Mohammed, unfortunately he cannot come out because he is down with dengue, but we are here to represent him. Members of Parliament, Tabitha Sarabo-Haley and Mr. Vishnu Pandey. So he offers his personal condolences to the family of Jordan Payne and to the community of Haslington, who are at a loss for this unfortunate loss to the community, the untimely death of young Jordan Payne.
And we can see the grief and sadness that is filling the atmosphere at this time. People are very much sad and very much concerned, particularly how the incident took place. And even at this hour, it appears that there is no form of explanation to bring about some comfort and relief to the family members. This is very worrying. Yeah, this is very worrying indeed, because in times like this of sadness and grief, people would expect to have some form of comfort, and the comfort I'm making reference to would be information, so that they can be clear in their minds of what happened, how it happened, and this will give the family some comfort. And apart from that, prevent any form of agitation, which is very visible at this time. Members, but we can't get nobody. The only closest person was the guy that we had there just now.
Okay.
That's the only person.
What about this young woman in the purple? She was just here.
The one
In the purple dress.
who was just here?
Yes.
Not this one.
Right there. Right there.
Yeah, is she a doctor and she's going to bring the same guy?
She doesn't want to talk to?
She brought the same guy.
Okay. So you can feel the sadness amongst the community members, the residents of Haslington. You can feel it. Everyone is out to offer their support to the family. Everyone says that young Jordan Payne, you know, he was a young man that wouldn't really get into trouble, very friendly, very active in the community. He would do mason work, construction work, you know, crack jokes.
Very helpful.
Very helpful young man in the community. And it's very disturbing and very strange, the circumstances of his death. I just received a message from the opposition leader, Azrin Mohammed. He extends his deepest condolences. He wants me to let the family know that he is with them, he's standing in solidarity with them, and he will support them in their quest for justice for young Jordan Payne.
We are calling on the authorities. That's important. And a lot of police officers, inspectors and sergeants who are here, they need to see what's happening, and they need to make sure that very swiftly, or they act with alacrity to get information to the family members. That's really important.
I concur, Mr. Pandey. We do see a lot of inspectors, detectives, policemen, you know.
All over.
Where was the swiftness when young Jordan Payne was crying out for help, supposedly in the police station? Arriving at the Enmore Regional Hospital, pronounced dead.
And if the mother had a hard time to see her own son.
So sad learning that the young man, his partner, gave birth just last night. A baby boy. It's so sad.
And even more sad that the mother, even more sad that the mother had tremendous difficulties to even see her own son this morning.
Wow.
At home. Hours and hours were spent. They were even saying to her she must have an identification card to see her own son. That's very strange and very, very sad. Maybe another day from now, you know? Yeah. When it's in the before.
So for those now joining the live, we're here in Haslington, the community where the young man, 30-year-old Jordan Payne, lived. There are dozens, scores of friends, family members, community members, neighbors that came out to show their support, to call for justice for the family of Jordan Payne into his untimely death and the strange and disturbing circumstances around his death, where he was in the lockups at the Cove and John police station for 4 days, and then upon his arrival at the Enmore Regional Hospital, he was pronounced dead. His mother was prevented from seeing him initially. There was very little information provided to the family. There are reports from reporters that Jordan Payne was ill for the past 4 days. We are not sure of the accuracy of this information. The family insists that Jordan Payne is a healthy, strong, active young man with no illnesses.
We can't get answers. I was just speaking with someone who informed me that a nurse informed them of what really transpired when he got to the hospital, and he got there dead, and he was dead on arrival. But his body was also very cold, which means, according to the nurse, that he was dead for about a couple of hours before he actually reached to the hospital. So when you hear all of these different issues arising, then it calls for concern as to what really transpired. And it doesn't augur well for the police to bring out and put out statements, and people know what is happening, because the police are not the only persons who are in this issue, because once it gets to the hospital, the nurses are there and they could see what is happening with the body. They saw what happened, they know how the body got to the hospital and the condition that the body was in. And so all of these questions have to be answered, and have to be answered in a manner that would satisfy the family of Mr. Payne. And so as we're out here, I wish to urge all those that are in authority to please deal with this matter with the level of urgency that is required and the level of professionalism that is required, because for too long we keep having this same thing happen on the East Coast, and I think people are fed up and they continue to show their frustration, and we don't want this to go out of control. So the level of professionalism that is needed to properly investigate this issue, and so that they can have some form of resolution and know exactly what transpired, and whoever has to be held accountable should be held accountable and responsible for this thing and face the full force of the law, because this did not require the death of a young man who lost his life the same day that his child came into the earth, and I can't understand why we have to keep going through this thing over and over again. So we really need this thing to be investigated thoroughly and impartially, and so that those who are culpable face the full force of the law.
Thank you.
I thought you were here already, or you ended up. Unfortunately, I can't be there. Yeah, unfortunately. But I will send something to Ruben. Yeah, maybe a little 1 minute or something to say. Yeah, what happened? You know, the M&M and the Dalit trading. They're getting married, so they have something. I don't know.
I'm gonna end the live now. Okay, everyone. So we're gonna end the live now. I just want to end by saying that I concur with all of the statements and all the sentiments from my colleagues, MP Mr. Vishnu Pandey and MP Ms. Tabitha Sarabo-Haley, calling for justice and some sort of resolution, swift resolution for the family of Jordan Payne, the 30-year-old young man who very unfortunately and in most disturbing circumstances lost his life while under the protection and the care of the state, which should be cause of concern to anyone, to any Guyanese. So we're calling for swift resolution, swift investigations from the Guyana Police Force, and to not just make statements, but to conduct full and transparent investigations into the circumstances surrounding Jordan Payne's death. You know, we're told here in the community in Haslington, where he is from, where he lives, by dozens of family members, friends, neighbors, community members, that he was a young man that was very active in the community, very friendly, you know, would have his drinks in the road corner, wouldn't disturb anyone, and that there was no need for such an unfortunate incident to occur. A healthy young man, 30-year-old, just had a baby boy born just last night. Unfortunately, he is not here to see his son, to raise his son. So on behalf of the opposition leader, Azruddin Mohammed, who extends his deepest condolences to the family of Jordan Payne, we extend our sincerest condolences, and we're calling for swift action from the Guyana Police Force and all relevant authorities to conduct a full and transparent investigation. Thank you.